Hi, everyone. I'm Ajay Sharda. I'm a professor in the Biological and Agricultural Engineering Department at Kansas State University. I'm also one of the director for research at the Institute for Digital Ag and Advanced Analytics. I also want to recognize Dr. Rahul Harsha Chepalli, who is a partner in crime in terms of developing this technology going forward. So the problem we are talking today is our ability to really capture what is the true seed to seed spacing, seeding depth, especially when we are talking about planting large acres on wider toolbars, varying soil conditions, crop residues, terrain, and all those other factors which can impact our planting accuracies. We also go through seasons where soil and soil strengths are different. We also go through seasons where we have different types of crop residue as well. And you top it up on terms of how the weather and the time of planting kind of weighs out, right? So from a farmer's capacity standpoint, and what we do on a typical basis, we set our planters, we measure certain seeds in terms of how the spacing and the depth is, and we go out and plant those things, right? And we all know that all these rows are facing something different in terms of what the soil is presenting themselves. And also from a farmer and the resources standpoint, you do not have people who can go out and measure a lot of seeds, right? So that's also talking about what can they do. And from a planting standpoint, one of the most important activity in the entire season, because you're putting seed in the ground to get all that. So what is at stake? Yield is at stake, overall cost is at stake, and the profit at stake as well. So what we are presenting is a solution called SeedSight AI. Basically, what it does is it it measures the seed singulation for every single row. Gives you the number of seed planted, spacing, doubles, and all that. Gives you the geolocation of every single seed, and you can also measure the depth at which each seed is planted, right? So one of the bigger thing is that it is taking off your time to measure limited amounts of samples. It is taking any type of errors we are making, and it is giving you continuous data on field scale on each and every row across the toolbar, right? What it does is it really changes what you can do with this data, right? This data can help us to real time, adjust things, whether it has to do with singulation, setting up downforce for depth adjustments as well. And while you're doing all those things on a large scale in a very cost effective manner, right? What we use in that is a camera, to take the image of the trench, a GPS, a laser line scanner, to package everything into an AI embedded edge solution to give you what you would like to have. So if we look at everything, from what we have seen, the way it does it what it does is every seed is measured in terms of where it is placed, and every single row is optimized, right? That's the benefit it brings in terms of, from a product addition standpoint to existing technology site, stack. You will know if you are leaving large gaps, if your planter can adjust your tool down forces to have continuous accurate depths. And you will know that if you want to adjust your vacuum and other things to make sure your seed singulation stays on par. And you will also know if you are not planting seeds because of certain kind of blockages. But the bigger thing I want to say is that we really want to optimize every single seed in a row if you want to maximize the yield on a per acre basis from a row by row standpoint, right? From a market standpoint, the SeedSight AI, every single planter manufacturer, third-party manufacturers, people are interested in metering systems development, evaluations. People are interested in how does that react or with the opening and placement of seed. Does it in the center of this trench or not? All of that thing is important. It's a pretty big market if you look at the US and the global standpoint. $5 billion is a pretty big, and like I said, planting is still evolving, and we are constantly searching answers to optimize the accuracy from that standpoint. Future applications, we're looking at seed meter design optimizations. Like I said, exhaustive nature of seed singulation means if you are designing something, if you can put those on 6 rows and you can continuously collect data for a couple of 100 acres, I think your ability to transform or go from prototyping to commercialization is significantly going to be be reduced, because not only you can collect large amount of data, your data will be at your fingertips as soon as you stop planting, right? You're talking about down for system design optimizations, because now you can tie that real-time feedback on what the depth is. Adaptation to farm management strategies. Not every farm is same. How people drive, the kind of toolbars they have. So how do we optimize all these simulation and placement things in place? And most importantly, this is an integral part for road to autonomy. If we want to see autonomous systems going forward, if we want to make these systems adjust things in the back end, using the data coming in without hassling our operator who's focusing on 10 other things, this system needs to be in place so that machine can do things or adjust parameters to optimize your seed placement. So from a future need standpoint, what we are looking at, we want to ruggedize it for field testing for go-to-market product. We're really looking at if we can get some in the range of $250,000 to package it into a single board PCB, package it all together into a nice housing, and then extensive field testing from that standpoint. A good corporate research partner sponsor and a manufacturing partner is a big plus. And what it will help us to do is we'll work with those engineering teams to make sure it can be connected in that manner, and then obviously some access to vendors so we can buy the components to package it at a cost level which helps the producers going forward. Happy to answer more questions. Thanks for the opportunity.